So we start our ballad at the Unforgiven Tavern on the Sword Coast. Jaster has secluded Fenrir from the party, and he's getting him drunk. He has a job for him, and this job calls for Fenrir to get put into the Mazmorra prison. And we start with them at the bar drinking copious amounts of alcohol. Because, as Jaster told Fenrir, the alcohol helps sell it. What we're going to do is, there's a Lord's Alliance over there. So what we'll do is we'll have some drinks, reminisce. And then the best way to get put in Mazmorra is to maybe go over there and, take care of some of that Lord's Alliance.
You mean take care of them, or take care of them?
I mean, take care of them as I don't want them to talk anymore. Those guys are going to blackmail their leader because they raided a town outside here and stole a bunch of gold and some women. And,
You mean to tell me that I get to go over there and kill some members of the Lord's Alliance? For fun?
oh, we're getting paid.
For... for gain, even? I'm in.
It's the best way to get you put into prison.
What do I do once I get there to this prison?
Well, you're gonna go rescue my buddy named Kallax.
Kallax.
Yep.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, you remember him. He was on a walkabout here some time ago.
Yes.
Says he helped you fight a green dragon.
He fought a dragon with me. Green one.
Yeah. Well, he told me. He is hard to get him to talking, but after a while,
Milk drinker he is.
yeah. He's not much unlike me, to be honest with you. He had a sordid past. And, unlike me, the opportunity came for him to take a different path. And he chose one way, and I chose poorly. I had a chance. I didn't take it. Or maybe I took the wrong one, who's to say?
There's no time for looking backwards in life, Jaster. And I think you've done fine. Hell, you're the finest swordsman I've ever met.
Oh, this stuff is strong.
It's nothing but the best. Get you out of your head. You want to make it look real nasty. Gotta go to maximum security.
I do.
It's hard not to look back and the decisions that we made that have put us on the path we're on. But what makes for a good drinking story. So why don't you just fill your tankard up again with that nasty stuff you're drinking, and let me tell you the time I got hung. And we leave the bar, and we're out in the middle of a hill with a dead tree, no leaves on it, and gently swaying with his neck in the noose is a younger Jaster. It's probably about 20, 25 years ago, and he's just kind of swinging. And in front of him is El Nino, the underboss, and all of the men that Jaster worked with at this arms dealer's ranch. Jaster has put his sword down to protect the woman that he loved, Alina, one of El Nino, the underboss's harem, who Jaster fell in love with. It's the one and only time he ever put his sword down for her life. And as the noose has been put around him and he's hanging there swinging, his right-hand man, Van Cleef, walks over, and under the order of El Nino, he's got a tan complexion, fine robes and everything.
Natural eyeliner.
Yes. Very, very small but pretty man. But you can tell he shows off all his gold. And one of the women in the harem told El Nino that Lady Aaliyah and Jaster were going to run off together because they were in love. And of course, he had this big show. Jaster's hanging from the tree, and the sound of the rope is all he hears. And he looks out, and the first thing he sees is things are going black. As Van Cleef walk up, and under the order El Nino, the underboss, he walks up and he moves her blonde hair and pulls it up, puts his blade under her throat, and slowly cuts it. And the blood starts flowing out into her white dress, and they let her body fall to the ground, and that's all Jaster sees. And his eyes are going in and out as the air's leaving his lungs, and the rope's tightening, and the anger's reaching inside him, and he sees his crew, and they take his gear and his treasure. Van Cleef takes his treasure, and that's when Jaster starts blacking out. He doesn't know how long he hung there, but somehow he survived. When he opens his eyes, every once in a while he sees a man on a horse with a bunch of other horsemen behind him just watching him. And the sun's up. He can't say anything, and then the sun goes down, and the man's still staring and watching him. Next thing Jaster knows, he's on the ground. And there's a large man standing over him. Don't try to talk. It's all right. Name's Hans Thornton. Me and my men here. This is my group. They're the Seven Snakes. We had a bet that you weren't going to make it through the day, but somehow, an angry cuss like you did. The man's got salt and pepper. He's got a long beard. He's a very big man compared to Jaster. I don't know how you survived this long, but you must be made of stern stuff. Get him some water. They get over there and give him some water. Thank you. You know, my organization could use men like you. Definitely look like you'd be good in a fight, or at least you take a bunch of arrows before you go down.
Jaster looks around. Is the body of Elena there?
Yes.
He crawls. His hands are shaking because he's barely alive. And he pulls himself over to the body of his dead love, and he cradles her into his arms as best he can, but it's almost like his legs don't know how to work yet. So he's just kind of holding her, and he just kind of clutches her, and he doesn't say nothing to them. But for a few moments. And then finally he looks up and says, "Take me with you."
I tell you what. Takes this rusty dagger. We're going to be a couple towns over. If you can get there, we'll take you with us. We'll give you an opportunity. Consider this an initiation. I will tell you this much. That party that was with you took your treasure. A couple of them went up the road, made camp. Too busy drinking, having a good time at your expense. If I was you, well, I'd go on up that way. See if you could track down your treasure.
I'll be there.
And so, the Seven Snakes and Hans Thornton ride off into the sunset. And Jaster's left bloodied, beaten, because he had been in combat before he put down his sword. His knuckles are busted, his body's broken. They left him the water jug and a rusty old dagger.
Jaster pours the water out over his head, shakes the grime out of his eyes and the sweat, and he looks at the dagger and he tests the sharpness of it and cuts a little strip of his Lady Elena's dress off the bottom of it and wraps it tight around a wound that he has that's kind of bleeding. And he just kind of lays a little kiss right on her forehead. And he looks around for some brush or anything that he could lay over the top of her. And he just squeaks out real low under his breath. I'll be back.
Yeah, I probably should have added that they burnt down the ranch and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So he had a house that was burnt down, right?
It was a ranch, yeah. El Nino had a ranch.
Is it El Nino or Enyo?
Have I been saying El Nino?
It's El Nino, like the storm. Yeah. Okay.
El Nino. I think I said El Nino.
I thought you had named it after Ennio Morricone.
I might have.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, that's probably exactly what I did. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Ennio.
right. You're right. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
You know, you saw my little inspiration. Thank you.
I did. I thought that he's the musician, writes all that good music.
There's nothing left for him. All he's got is this dagger and burning hatred inside.
Very good.
Even in the darkness of night, Jaster can track down the embers up in the air and the smoke coming from the campfire, and the guys are all being loud and laughing and drinking, and he can hear the sound of a horse being abused.
Okay. You're gonna slowly kind of walk up, shuffling like a zombie almost, but still somehow quiet. What does he see?
He just sees three guys around a fire eating and drinking. Well, two guys around the fire eating and drinking, and the third guy's over just a whopping and a wailing on this horse.
Okay.
Just taking out his aggression on this horse, trying to be a tough guy.
Okay. Just kicking the shit out of a horse for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Jaster's gonna look around on the ground for a rock.
Okay.
You can roll for it, or
Yeah. What else? You can find a rock.
gonna find a rock,
Yeah.
and he's gonna throw it at the guy.
All right.
Try to get his attention.
You want
He's
to get his
gonna
attention, or
hide.
you want to hit him with it?
He's gonna hide. Well, hopefully you hit him with it, but it's not gonna be like a deadly hit. He's trying to get this guy to come. What was that? Go off into the darkness.
Okay.
So he'll roll to hit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 16 plus. He's got a strength modifier of 5, so that will be 21.
Yeah, it hits. It says rock. Where's it hit?
It's going to hit him right in the center of the back.
Oh, it almost knocks the wind out of him.
You want me to roll a little d4 for damage? It's an improvised weapon.
Sure, yes.
Well, imagine that's such tiny writing.
I know.
His weapon is plus 5, so imagine it's the same for this.
That's fine. Listen, just
7.
wing it. So it takes 7 damage. Knocks him almost off his feet down to one knee, and the horse kind of neighs approval. And then he's like, all right,
Jaster's like hidden in the dark.
somebody's out here. And these guys kind of huddle around the fire. This guy starts creeping into the woods. Roll a stealth check. I'll roll perception.
Natural 1.
Natural 20.
There you go.
Jaster didn't bother hiding.
I was
This
just
guy's
standing
walking
there.
up. You're dead.
No, I'm not. But you are. And he's gonna come right forward,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna stick the dagger right in
All
his
right.
belly. He just dashes right up to him.
Sounds
And
good.
He's gonna try to do it quickly,
Yep.
as fast as possible. We'll try it and see if this. And we'll see how that does. It's plus 9 to hit, so 14.
That'll hit.
Okay, he's got a dagger. So. It's 6. Oh, no, 3. So 8 damage.
It kills him. How's it look?
He comes up and he goes, and he sticks the thing up in his belly, and he like grabs the bottom of his mouth right there, where the character will call out, and he shoves it up real through his gut up to his rib cage, and then he pulls it out, sticks him twice on the side of the left shank, because that's the kill.
Yeah.
And then he finishes up by sticking it through the neck, so they can't do any more vocal cords. And he lays him down as quietly as he can, blood just spurting everywhere. Now, how do these two react? Do they hear anything?
They're kind of drunken and they're panicky. Bane, what you doing out there? I ain't going out to see what's. I ain't. It's probably some kind of bear or something out there.
Jaster's gonna double back. He's gonna come around, try and come around behind these guys.
All right. Stealth check around for that one then.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a 10 plus. His dexterity modifier is 2. And I don't know if he has any stuff.
Well, that's because he's wearing the armor in that one. So if you want to buff it up because he's not wearing any armor, we can.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any skill proficiencies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's just say his proficient in it. So his proficiency bonus is probably what, 2?
Sure.
So but we'll say 4.
All right.
14 then.
All right. So that's good enough.
Okay.
He just sneaks around there. Guys, you can see like the shadows dancing on the fire.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to look around the area that they're here in, and is there anything that looks like something that he could use to his advantage to get the better of these guys? Like, are there trees that he could climb up maybe and drop down on them?
We'll say these are 2 trees. The horse is right around in here.
Okay.
There's like a tent set up. They're kind of just. They got their food on the fire spigot. They're maybe eating a rabbit, maybe some beans.
Yeah, beans. Oh, did this guy have any weapons on him?
He had a short sword.
Okay. Well, I got the short sword.
Okay.
Too, so he took that. So he's got a short sword and a dagger in his hand right now.
Yeah.
He's going to kneel down. He's going to pick up another rock. And he's going to throw it and hit the ass of the horse. Make it like freak out.
All right.
Bam. Do you want me to roll?
Now I'll say you hit it. Yeah.
These guys take notice of that.
Yeah, they're getting spooked.
Okay. While they're doing that, he's going to see, and while they're paying attention to that, he's going to see if he can climb up this tree.
All right. Do a dex.
I roll a 10 plus 2, so 12. Dexterity's mod is 12. Or 2, I mean.
That'll hit.
Okay, so he's going to climb up that tree.
I mean, I'm sorry, you were climbing. The AC is 12. That's what I was just.
Oh, okay.
Their AC is 12. But yes, I'll say you climb the tree. Yes.
Okay. And what he's going to do is he's going to drop down on this first fella.
Uh-huh.
Just boom, and try to stick both of them in.
Well, then I'm giving it away. Let's do
All
it.
right. I rolled a 2 on that. Which yeah, that didn't work too good. He's probably not feeling good. He's all bashed up. No, it's 11, just shy.
All right. So you come down and kind of you drop down on him, but he stumbles forward. You guys, the blood that he had lost and just his life force was drained. Kind of pushes him towards the fire, and they're both kind of stare back as Jaster slowly stands up with the dagger and the short sword in his hand.
Up.
And they're like they've seen a dead man.
Yeah.
And I will give you opportunity of attack because they're frozen in fear.
All right.
Like they're stepping back almost, like just fumbling to get their swords out.
Well, the campfire that's there in front of him,
Yeah.
he kicks the shit so that the sparks and ash go flying up at this guy here. And then he turns around to face this guy quickly.
Okay, yeah.
So he'll attack that fella. And that's going to be 19 to hit, I think. 19, yes.
Yeah.
So, and that's a short sword. And that'll be 9 damage. So he just goes. He takes the sword and he whacks the guy's blade so that he can't pull it out, and then he slashes it.
Yeah,
Now, does he make 2 attacks or 1?
Oh yeah, he made 3 attacks.
Oh, okay.
I probably should have told you that earlier.
That's going to hit 2, so that's higher than what I just rolled. So that's his second attack with the short sword. That would be 10 damage.
Oh, he just kills this guy outright.
So he kicks the ash up in that guy's face, the burning embers, so that he'll be distracted, and then he turns around and just runs this guy through after stopping him from pulling out his sword. And that guy falls to the ground. And now he'll turn around, and now I guess he'll have a third attack.
Yeah, but he also knows he needs to find out where the rest of the posse is.
Okay, he's going to take his offhand with the dagger on this one. And that's going to be 18.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. Now he's going to slash this guy's sword arm to try and keep him from really trying to grab the I rolled a 1 plus 5. So 6 damage.
So you cut into his arm.
Yeah.
He kind of drops his blade on the ground. He's stumbling around the fire, kicking up dirt.
Mm-hmm. Come on at me.
He's just going to try to grab at him with his other free arm.
Okay.
That's a 3, so that's not going to hit.
Okay.
And he's just kind of scrambling on the ground.
Okay. Well, Jaster, if the guy's scrambling on the ground, can Jaster just walk up and step on the back of his head? So Jaster will walk up and just step on the back of this guy's head and just push it down so that the guy screams and twists his foot. And he leans down and whispers in his ear and puts the dagger to the guy's eye and says, "Tell me where they went."
They went to the Crooked Sky Saloon. The Crooked Sky Saloon. And Jaster would know it's a little bit down the road. He's frequented back when he was working on the ranch. It's probably...
This used to be someone that he was friends with?
It was a saloon that he... Oh, well, these guys that worked for him, yeah. I don't know if he considers any of them friends anymore.
Yeah.
They took his treasure.
Right, these were his people, though.
Yep, they were. They turned on him.
He says, "This is for Elena." He slices the guy's throat. Bleeds him out.
Yep. Just kind of dies there in the dirt.
What kind of weapons are these guys carrying? Just short swords?
Just all short swords. Yes.
Okay, so he gets 2 short swords and a knife now.
He also knows it's going to take more. He's still winded from the tree climbing and all that, so it's probably better for him to find a new way to transport himself.
He go get a horse.
There's one right there.
Yeah, he gets on a horse.
He walks over to that horse, and the horse is scarred and beaten, kind of just like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about naming that horse.
And he totally just pets the horse's snout, calms it down, and he's gonna slowly get up on the side of it. You said we want to name it.
We already know the name of the horse.
I can't remember what
Slavine. Slavon.
Oh, Slavon.
Slavon.
Slavon or something like that.
Yeah, it's named like Slave One.
Yeah.
What does this horse look like?
Let's say it's a black horse with white feet. Mm-hmm. But the feet are like, it's not a pretty horse that has been taken care of. So
Yeah, this guy was abusing it.
yeah,
Almost like it was a slave.
He's got scars, and the white fur is dirty and matted. So, well, just you and me now. Slavon. Let's go.
And it's as if the horse is already connected with him somehow.
Yeah.
He gets up, the horse and him go 2 broken bodies into the midnight, on to dawn when they're going to get to the Crooked Sky Saloon.
Crooked Sky.
Jaster rides into town on the back of Slavon,
Slave on.
and slowly walking in there as the townspeople kind of look at him. He's got caked on blood and dirt. He's got the swords at his hip. Just slowly moseying into town. Everybody's just looking at him. You can hear the music from the saloon.
He doesn't look at anybody. He doesn't make eye contact with no one. He just keeps his eyes straight forward, looking where he's going. His target. He'll arrive at the saloon and he'll get off the horse and he'll latch it to the little log for keeping horses from moving.
It's like a frontier town.
Mm-hmm.
Probably close to a river where they're doing a lot of logging and things like that.
He looks around to see if any of his old companions are standing around outside.
He sees no one.
Well, he reaches into the saddlebag of Slavon and sees that there's a 50-foot of rope in there. And he's going to take that and he's going to tie that around his chest so he's got that on it. And he goes walking through the front door.
These are swinging doors.
Pushes them open, just like he's Aragorn.
He just walks in and everybody kind of... when he first walks in, the first thing he notices is 3 of his old party members are playing a Dragon Ante. And they're sitting there, and as soon as he walks in the door, one of them just stands right up, and they all kind of take him in because, well, he's supposed to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
This is they didn't expect to see him. And the one guy stands up, Dutch, and he's got his hands quivering right over his sword. Mm-hmm. His sword's at his hip, and he's just kind of quivering like this. Mm-hmm. And it's Silvercrest. It's Jaster's sword that he had in the battles of the Silver Marshes. He killed many an orc. He even fought a dragon or 2 and some frost giants. And this young pup has the sword at his hip.
Jaster puts his hand real confidently and solid as a rock next to the hilt of his dagger. And he says, "You gonna draw that sword or whistle?" And he throws the dagger before he can pull the sword.
All right. Roll.
Just as he starts to pull the sword out here. Yes. He rolls really high. It's into the 20s. 9 plus 7 is 6, so 26.
All right, 26.
So the dagger flies quickly, and it's 6 damage. So
Dagger goes straight into his eye, and it knocks the kid back, and he falls over the table. And the other guys pop up from the table, and they're starting to pull their swords out.
Jaster immediately just pulled out his 2 short swords, and he's like holding it in reverse grip.
All right. Well, I'll say since you went first, we'll just say initiative will be them coming next.
Okay.
One guy, he starts running at you, and while the other person throws a bunch of gold, a fistful of gold at him, flying through the air to try to get his attention.
Okay.
This guy's running up, and he's going to attack. It's going to be 5. He swings at him with the scimitar. It's a 5. Or short sword, I'll say.
He's not wearing any armor anymore, so his armor's going to be 12.
Okay, well, it's just still a 4 plus 1. So he comes swinging, and how would Jaster like to handle this guy coming out full tilt? He's got his hands up like that.
Is he swinging a sword, like a little sword at me?
Yeah, short sword.
Jaster sidesteps the damn thing,
Uh-huh.
and he's got 2 short swords like this.
Uh-huh.
Can I react? And
Yes, yeah.
They reverse grip, so he just kind of goes like this. Scissor attack, and we'll see if he hits. That's 17 plus 9, so he's going to hit with 1 attack. That's 1 sword. 1 sword's 10. Second sword. This one's going to be 12 to hit.
Okay, yeah. 12 is right on the nosy.
Okay. Second sword is 9, so 19 damage total.
All right. How's this look?
He's got his both swords in reverse grip, and he just goes like this and decapitates the guy. Scissors. The head lands on the ground, and Jaster slowly looks up at the person who just chucked that gold at him. Does the gold hit me?
The gold just kind of flew, but it didn't hurt him.
Okay.
I just thought a fistful of gold sounded
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool. He sees the head laying there on the ground, and he kicks it with his foot and rolls it over to underneath this person's feet.
Yeah.
And says, "Your move."
Well, this one's purely terrified of him.
Yeah.
Because he's a dead man walking.
Yeah.
So how would he react, Michael? In fear. He drops his sword. Come on. Hey, buddy. No harm, no foul. It's all good. And this guy, he's got the dagger in his eye. He's rolling around in pain. You just take your sword, and I'll go. You can have anything you want on the table here. I didn't even want to help the guys string you up.
Jaster walks over real slow and stands right in front of him. And he puts the sword on top of the head that's on the ground. Just lays his short sword down. And goes over to that screaming fella.
Uh-huh.
And picks up and unsheathes Silvercrest. Takes
Does he want the dagger too?
And he pulls the dagger out of the guy's eye. Okay. And he looks over at that one fella and he points Silvercrest at him. He says, I said it was your move.
He starts to run out the door.
Before he does, Jaster steps on that fucking sword and it kicks up, and he grabs the guy by the shoulders, and he pulls him down onto the fucking blade. Wrong move. And he rolls him over.
And this guy's still alive but rolling
Yeah.
in pain. Jaster knows. I need to track down Van Cleef.
So he's gonna straddle this kid.
Oh, he's on the table.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And he slaps him across the cheek.
Oh!
Now if you want to keep that other eye, tell me where the rest of them are right now.
Van Cleef went to he went to the chapel. He's going to try to trade the treasure. He just wanted. All right, let me go. We was all remember we had good times. Remember good times.
They were the best of times. And he pulls the rope off of him, and he ties it around the guy's neck, and he starts dragging him with him outside the saloon. And he ties one end of him to the saddle of the horse,
Yeah.
and he gets up on the horse, and he rides off, dragging this guy down the road. Eventually, the screams fade.
Yeah. So you ride to the chapel. And of course, the bell's going off. It's high noon. And you can see a couple of your guys sitting out front, just spitting tobacco, talking to themselves, and they look over at you and go, "Was that Jaster? He's dead. He's a dead man. This is a ghost. That's a ghost."
I am Jaster, and I've come, and hell followed with me.
Roll for initiative.
15.
I rolled 2 6s. Yeah, hell is following you. One more 6. All right, so Jaster goes first.
All right. Wow, that's funny. Well, he'll cross the way there to this fella here. He'll move him for me.
Even at half strength, he's faster than these guys.
That's going to be 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's going to be 10 damage.
Okay.
So he comes up with Silvercrest, clashes swords with that guy just as he gets his sword out just in time.
That almost cleaves him.
20% or 20 to hit. I mean, sorry, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be.
You finish him off
So-
easy. He only had 1 hit point.
He clashes swords with this fella, and then he spins around with him. His sword goes flying away, and the final slash comes down from collar to navel.
Jaster turns. The other guy's trying to bring his short crossbow up, but he's scared, like, because he thinks it's a ghost. He's kind of, he's got that smoke wagon. He's pointing at that smoke wagon.
And he throws he does the fast draw dagger toss again. And that's going to be 16. So
Yeah, that will
16.
hit, yeah.
Okay. Fast draw dagger toss, and that's going to be 7 damage. So he sticks in it.
Just boom. And he's just kind of, he's going to try to fire off the dagger. It's going to probably, well, with disadvantage because he's on the ground. Would you believe I just rolled another 6?
Now, man.
So that dagger just shoots off and misses him, and he can kind of slowly walk up to this last creep. Come on, don't take me to hell. I know I didn't live a righteous life, but I can repent.
You were in hell the minute you cut her throat. And I rolled 2 13s. That's fucked up. That 2 13s with advantage. Oh man, that's some devilish shit happening here on this table, Michael. That's 2 13s right there. I gotta take a picture of that fucking shit.
Got a number 13. Tattooed on my neck. The list of lies are broken. Reach from here to hell. That's fucking hilarious. Alright, here comes the damage.
Yep. That's gonna be enough.
2 3s equals 6.
And he slowly. Well, how do you want to kill him?
Well, when he says that to it, says that cold ass shit to him, he comes up and he puts the point of the sword right on his throat and just slowly pushes it down and lets him feel every inch of that steel as it enters into his neck. And then he just does that twist. And that guy ain't no more.
We'll go cinematic mode here. You can tell me how you're walking in. So he walks into the chapel, the door's kind of open, but it's kind of, the chapel's a bit beaten up and there's some birds nesting in the top of it and they kind of fly by as Jaster walks in. He sees his, well, who became the leader of the party, the posse, Van Cleef down there with his treasure box and a monk.
Van Cleef.
That ain't now that's a voice I ain't heard in a long time. How did you get out of that tree? I tightened that noose up real good myself.
I didn't get out of that tree. I died. Mission accomplished. Problem is, I'm gonna take you with me. I'm dead. So are you. And everybody else who betrayed me.
I always wanted to see if I could take the old man in a fight. And you wouldn't let me kill you in a righteous fight. Wanted to hang you, wanted to let you watch that girl you like bleed.
She'll be waiting for you on the other side. A hot iron, stick you in the eye. Let's dance.
The priest runs off. And then we will roll for initiative.
Yeah, a duel.
A duel.
A duel. I rolled a 13.
I rolled a natural 1. He is pissed.
I rolled a 13.
Well, start it up.
Fuck, 13?
Yeah.
6s? Devilish shit. Devilish shit. He comes up and he he brings Silvercrest down on that guy's shield. And he rolls a 15 to hit.
15's just on the nosy.
Alright. 2 5s, that's 10, 15.
Okay.
Attack again. Comes in, and that's going to be 8 plus 9, so 17.
That will hit.
7 plus 5, 12. And did he get a third one?
Yeah, he gets 3 attacks.
Jesus, he's level 11 fighter. 14.
Alright, 14 will not hit.
But then Van Cleef comes up with that sword and just blocks the third one.
First attack is going to be 14 to hit.
Oh yeah, he's got no armor on, so it's 12.
So, and he stabs into him, and he's like, "That's the blade I used to cut her throat." And he's going to take 1d6. So we'll just roll it since we're just you and me. 7 points slashing damage,
Okay.
and he's going to come with another blade attack. This one's even higher, so he's going to take another 5 points slashing damage. He slashes into him a couple times. Now you share the same blood.
Before this night is over, you're gonna swallow that dagger. Jaster comes flaming forward with his sword, and he rolls 16.
Now will it hit?
And he gets 10 damage. Second attack, he comes up. Bam! Natural 20.
Oh, huzzah!
Huzzah! Huzzah! With that second attack, he just feels ire. Then he, with all of his strength, it's 6, 7, 5, 12, 16. He's got one more attack. Another 13, so 8 plus 5, so 14.
How's this look?
So this flurry of blows, the first one breaks Van Cleef's shield. Van Cleef can feel his arm snap. And then the second one knocks his sword away. And then the third one, he comes down low, boom, and takes out his knee. And he falls. And he's kneeling before Jaster, and Jaster holds him by the neck.
He's trying to get his hand up like, enough, you know.
He takes the dagger that he killed his...
Yeah, takes it right out of his hand, twisting it. Yeah.
Takes it out of his hand. And he says, "In you. Where's he at?"
He long gone, I don't know. Yeah, up and ran.
Oh, you know. And you're gonna tell me. And he's gonna cut his face a little bit.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know.
Insight check.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. But you can torture him all you want.
Well, then you're no good to me.
Wait, we can get the boss back together.
We can.
No hard feelings. We'll get you another woman.
In hell. And he slices his throat.
And with that, Van Cleef gurgles up blood and dies. Jaster walks over to his treasure box and he opens it. He reaches in and he picks up, it's only a couple days old, this baby, but he's got a full head of red hair. And he looks down at his fiery head, this little girl. And it's the only time he'll ever get to touch his daughter. And he knows Leah had always told him they wanted to name it Helena. And he got his treasure.
That's pretty deep cut shit there, buddy. Are you kidding me?
Hands Thornton and then walk in. Unthreatening. We were watching you. Made quite the right mess around here. And wrought some justice. She got you a little girl there. You know, we got a place for you in the Zhentarim. We'll probably take her in too. I'd even call her my daughter. We can raise her right, teach her to learn to read and write, maybe even swing a sword. And you know what? Maybe you can even look in on her every once in a while. But she'll be safe, safer than she'd be here in this chapel.
I don't want that life for her. But I can't give her any kind of proper raising.
Well, my organization will protect her. And we'll raise her well. I'll name her Thornton and ain't nobody gonna mess with her.
I know. I want her to have a choice when the time comes. She doesn't deserve to be forced into this. Promise me, when she's old enough, give her a way out.
Absolutely, my friend.
Then you got a deal. Jaster holds the baby, and he says, "Hell, I would have been a shit father anyway. Probably better off without me. But your mama, she was the best. For that, I'm sorry. I'll come back and check on you from time to time. But I have to go. I hope to God, all the gods, someday you can forgive me."
And we're back at the bar where Fenrir and Jaster are drinking. And Jaster's like, he's thinking to himself, I left out the part about the girl being my daughter. He doesn't need to know that. When I first met him, he was a brute. But I also met him, and now you see something in Lena. And maybe where I failed, he could succeed in saving her. I'll tell him one day. Just not right now. Well, and then I said, I'll see you in hell. And I killed him.
That's cold. Colder than a witch's tit.
Yeah, but you don't look too drunk. Maybe you could have another drink or two.
I'm starting to feel it. A little.
Well, you're gonna go to prison. And you'll meet the rest of Kallax's friends, so if you got time for another story, I could tell you about the party he runs around with. They're quite the eccentric crew. You'll definitely want to find that elf girl. She'll help you right along. Anyway, this story has, well, did I ever tell you about the time I got swallowed by a purple worm?
I'd like to hear it, because I recently saw a lot of those things, and they are disgusting. I would never want to be swallowed by one. I'll tell you about the time I was swallowed by a Ramirez.
And they share stories and drink till the sun goes down. The end.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. That's some good Western shit in there.